Hey, everybody. I'm live here on a layover, and it's a pretty odd place to try to do a live from. So I'm not actually going to stay live. I'm going to go run a video I did earlier. It's actually kind of a new thing I'm doing. Um, Basically, what I've learned from lots of stuff is these days the traditional email funnel, like you get somebody to come get your lead magnet, the free thing that starts to build a relationship and all this sort of stuff to make things sell. There's a theory that says that that's just like so 19 or 2019, like that's the old way of doing things, and that if you really want to just get to the point with people and show them what they're doing, what you have and why it's different and why they might want it, the best way to do this with what they call a video newsletter. So what I'm doing is I'm just sharing with you the video newsletter I have with my for my Wildlife Storytellers product. So I'm just going to share that live, go off screen, let it run as a video, and then close this down because the airport's kind of crazy, and I only have like 5 minutes or so here to do this. So I'm going to turn this off, let it run, check it out, and then we'll come back. So, or I don't really come back. I'm going to just kind of drop at the end. But anyway, I will be watching in the comments. If you see what's going on here and you think it's kind of cool, love to hear your feedback. So anyway, here we go. And
I'm so glad you decided to check out the Towers of Light audio resources and the Wildlife Storytellers. You might be wondering, what's this old guy doing with a pile of stuffed animals, and why is he so excited? These cute little cuddly creatures have made a difference in the lives of the children in my life, and I believe they will help the children in yours as well. But before I go into why I love these stuffies so much, I'd like to let you in on how I got introduced to these wonderful creatures. As you may know, I am the author of the award-winning Towers of Light series. As I've traveled around the country sharing this faith-filled adventure, moms and grandmas everywhere ask me, but what about my littles? They have 2 to 7-year-olds, and they're just too young for this series, and they wanted faith-filled stories for their younger children as well. My assistant at the time said, Meow Meow from the Towers of Light series should have a book and a stuffy. At the time, the only stuffy we had was the original Meow Meow. Isn't he so sweet? Yes. Anyway, the real life Lauren slept with this cute little guy every night until she went off to college. But I could see how a stuffy would go really well with a storybook, but I wasn't sure even how to get one, how to make one made. Along comes Megavoice Audio Bibles. They have been making faithful companions for ministry organizations globally to help soothe children rescued from trafficking or living in orphanages. Little lambs like this one across the globe share age-appropriate Bible stories with children in hundreds of languages. What wasn't obvious on the surface was that Little Lamb's safety certifications show he's safe for ages 0+ in every region. This cuddly little stuff is also hypoallergenic and machine washable. Plus, the Pathway for Kids Bible storytelling device is impact and water resistant, which makes it a perfect bedtime companion. Last but not least, and what really drew me in, was this little pouch can start at age 2 with just a storybook like Meow Meow Milks the Cow. You can give a nice little short storybook with the pocket voice device and Meow Meow. Then later, as your child gets a little bit older, you might put in the Pathway device with Bible stories for young children. And that's kind of how the Little Lamb just comes. You can get Little Lamb with Bible stories for young children. And then when they get a little bit older, they can get the Towers of Light series to go in the same pouch. And so it's a great way to have a toy that your child's going to love no matter what age, and it's going to grow with them. The audio can grow with them. They can take it to bed. They can hear it. And what's great about this device is then it has a slot on it that you can add your own content. And so as they grow, it can kind of become their first MP3 player. You can give them other audiobooks or their own audio. So I think it's just a great way to have a sweet toy that can grow with your child. With all of these great features, we knew that Megavoice was the right partner to make our Meow Meow plushie. But what we didn't expect was how soft he is. I had one little boy tell me, Meow Meow, he's so soft, he's slippery. But you don't have to take my word for this necessarily. There's some great reviews on Amazon and other places for us. But I'm just going to tell you a quick story about the little lamb. We have a little boy in our life. His name is Abe, and he is so anxious. He's just an anxious child. He's got a lot to be worried about. And so, you know what? He got his wildlife storyteller, and the first night he listened to it as he went to sleep, and he stayed asleep. He didn't get up. He wasn't scared. He slept through the night. And night after night, he went to bed with his wildlife storyteller, and he would listen to the Bible stories, and he would go to sleep. And all of a sudden, he went from being very anxious to being very alive. It really turned him around. But the best part about Abe's story and his little lamb was that when he went to Bible school one day at VBS in the summer, the pastor was telling some story. He says, no, pastor, you're not telling it right. This is what happened. Because Abe knew that story inside and out. And so after all of that, he would gladly tell his friends and family stories from the Bible. And in the process, they started to call him preacher. So we have a wide variety of plushies that might be right for your child, whether it's a lamb or a lion. We have tigers and bears. We have a raccoon coming. And of course, we have Meow Meow. All of these are backed by Mega Voice's manufacturer's warranty and the peace of mind that ministries around the world share God's word with children with these cuddly creations.